I'm really disheartened by Camila's actions. I used to send her PR for my clothing brand and I used to really like her, but now I'm kind of seeing the truth about her. She's a liar, manipulative, and she scams everyone.
I think that Camilla's new brand, Becoming Her, is a scam, number one, because I did the due diligence and research so you don't have to. But since I'm on the platform, it's very easy for me to sub to free pages. I just went and subbed to it just to see. The last post that was made was 2 hours ago.
She scammed all the men in the world now, and now she's like, who else can I scam? Okay, girls who are vulnerable, who want to know how to be viral on social media. These are probably younger girls or people who lack self-confidence, who are just so desperate to be this, illusion that she's created.
Please do not waste your money on Camila's social media course. This is not an investment, this is a scam and it's misleading.
Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are talking about Camila Araujo. I literally just googled how to say the name and I forgot. Araujo or Araujo. I'm just going to refer to her as Camila because I don't want to butcher someone's name. I have a very complex last name, so I understand how it feels. So just going to try and avoid using her surname. So the reason we are gathered here today is because there has been a lot of controversy in Camila's career. The thing is, it's actually not that bad of controversy if you ask me, compared to other people I've covered. Right guys, if I look different than I just did a second ago, I just had to go downstairs because my takeaway came, so I had to interrupt filming. But back to what I was saying, I'm actually quite shocked that I've not covered Camila, because a lot of OF girls, they will promote their content subconsciously through controversies. If you don't get what I mean, they'll just drum up some random controversy, and that will be how other people find out about them. A stupid argument with a friend, but via TikTok or something, or a falling out, anything. That's how they drum up engagement, and therefore how they get their OF out there. Now, when Camila first actually got popular, she was not on OF. She was actually starting out just as a regular influencer. She was in a Mr. Beast video. It was a Squid Game themed Mr. Beast video, and the reason people actually noticed her was because she looked good. She looked pretty. And I'm not even gonna lie, Camila is flipping pretty. I've seen so many photos of this girl. She pulls off so many outfits, so many looks. She just looks good. I'm not even gonna lie and be oh, I don't know why people thought that she was anything special. No, this girl is pretty. And after that, she kind of just was trying to do social media full time whilst she was in college, which I'm pretty sure she then later ended up dropping out of college. Just googled it. Yes, Camila actually did quit college to focus on her content creation, mostly because of the financial success that she was getting in her online presence. After being online for a little bit, she did end up dropping an OF, mostly because a lot of people were requesting it. I think a lot of Instagram models do end up making an OF because their target demographic, which is males that follow women on social media, do typically request an OF, which I think is flipping weird and flipping crazy, but who am I to judge? I mean, it's not my life. But she dropped an OF, and basically after that she just kind of solidified herself as an OF model. That's just kind of what I've known her as. She has popped up on my Instagram reels so much, and I don't even watch any Instagram model content or anything. I just think she's just quite viral. A lot of people know who she is. After she started becoming big on social media, one of her next ventures was the Bop House. And you've probably heard about the Bop House because there is a lot of controversy itself associated in the Bop House, such as the fact that they invite minors to collaborate. And you may be why is that a problem? Well, that's because the Bop House is basically just a bunch of OF girls. I think there's a little bit of a weird sentiment about the Bop House, because in my eyes, if this wasn't started by Camila and if it was started by a man, people would be what the hell? Because all these girls that are in the house, they are all OF models. They are all barely legal. It's so uncomfortable. But basically, they have a bunch of girls who do OF in this house, and the benefit of this house is that they all collab. So they kind of all share an audience and kind of poach each other's audience, which generally that's the biggest benefit of the Bop House. They just literally just share content with each other, and because of that, their like audience grows, and therefore the number of how many people subscribe to them on OF grows, and that's basically the point of the Bop House. But they are all barely 18. Well, they're quite young models, and obviously because Camila created this house, and there's a bunch of very popular models in there, such as like Sophie Rain. A lot of people have heard of Sophie Rain. If not, you've probably seen a photo of her. Because there's so many big famous models in there, Camila also obviously got a little bit of a boost. Now, along with this, she also started her own podcast, which I actually listened to 2 episodes of Camila's podcast because I work from home and I like sometimes just need to have like something in the background, and I just stumbled upon her podcast and I listened to 2 episodes. And you know what? She's actually a good podcast host. I have never actually watched any of her other content, but from what I watched of her on the podcast, she seemed lovely. She seemed sweet. She just seemed like a normal girl. I'm not going to lie. She just seemed quite down to earth, but that's quite weird because her TikToks are all just her flexing like her cars. Now, obviously the Bop House was a little bit controversial, but it wasn't as controversial as what I'm about to tell you guys about, and that is how she used her younger brother to promote her OF. So Camila promotes her OF mostly through like Instagram Reels, TikToks, stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. Like, that's how normal brands like even promote their stuff. But the problem is when you're using your under 18 brother to promote your content, that's so weird. I mean, using your brother in general is so weird. I would not use like any sibling to promote like my OF if I had an OF. I do not have an OF, guys.
Christian, I know I've asked you this twice already, but how does it feel to know that your sister has an OF?
I mean, bring me to Disneyland, got me some new shoes, bring me to like a lot of places. So, yeah, I mean,
So you don't care?
yeah, but there's one question. What do they mean when is it?
Okay, I'm not ever answering that. I'm never gonna answer that. Okay, cut the cake.
How does it feel to know your sister uses you to promote her OF?
Well, she was supposed to go to nursing school, like she was the golden child, but we're here now. This works as well. She has a nice car too, so I say she made it.
Pretty valid. How do you feel?
Great, like you said. I'm fine. He's fine. He's
We're all
having
having a grand old time here. You know what? Let's go off and. Oh.
Do you think I'm a good sister? No. Bro, why? You're my sister. You're mean to me.
Not all the time. Bro, we live in different states.
You're on a podcast.
No, we live in different states. I mean to when you're failing your classes. Yeah.
I'm not failing.
A D.
It's not failing.
That's a D. It's failing.
F is failing.
A D is failing.
For you it is, because you're a A+ child.
Right, I am.
Shut the hell up. You're literally doing your career isn't only. You can't be talking. You're selling pictures of whatever. You can't be saying. All that studying was for what? For what?
But people obviously had a lot of backlash with this because the advertisements were a little bit like sexual, I'd say. I wouldn't say they were like crazily sexual, at least not the ones that I have seen examples of, but they were quite weird. And honestly, knowing that they're actually related makes me uncomfortable as hell. Now, a lot of people are saying like, a lot of people also said that her family would not be this chill with it if she weren't successful. And honestly, I agree with that sentiment. The reason she's getting like a pass for like doing this from her family is because she is bringing in so much money, you know, and she is spoiling her family with her OF earnings. But I still do not think it is right to use your under 18 brother to promote your OF. Now, she then later actually had him on her podcast where she kind of like gave him like a stack of cash. I think it was 15k, and she's like, oh, this is to apologize for like having you on my own, like having you promote my content or something like that. Like, I'll insert the clip, but basically she just kind of was like, oh, here's money for having me promote my OF.
Christian.
What?
So, I know that you've made me really viral, and the entire internet was on my because I used you to promote my business. So, I've come to terms with it, and I think you deserve this. So, happy early Christmas.
Is this real?
Yeah, it's for you.
It's mine.
It's yours.
It's not one of your sick pranks.
No, that's $15,000 cash.
That's it?
What do you mean that's it? More than you have.
No, this is it?
Yeah.
That's not enough. I was expecting 30.
Okay, fine, then I'll take that shit back.
Okay, no, I still want it though.
Yeah.
I'll take it though.
You happy?
Yeah. I'll take that. Yeah, give me a hug.
Aw.
It's the first time you actually paid me.
It's the first time you give me a hug since I started.
Which is still so weird. I don't know. Just, if I was in that line of work, the last thing I would be doing is talking about it with my family. I don't know if that's just me. I think I'm quite open with my family, but that to me is just like a solid line that I would draw. And I think a lot of people would actually draw that. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just weird, but I would hope that if I had like a daughter, she wouldn't be bringing that into the home. Not when there's like younger children around. Recently as well, she got into another controversy with Ari Kitsia. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Basically, Ari is also an OF model. She's also like an OF. She calls herself a mattress actress. And I kind of like her. She seems sweet. I've seen a lot of her videos pop up on my Instagram as well, because she kind of makes Instagram content that sometimes I do watch and I do like. By Instagram content, I mean Instagram Reels. So her popping up on my like For You page makes sense for me. Camila, not as much, but whatever. Anyways, so Aria and Camila had a collab. Now, obviously, the range of what happens in an OF collab is obviously like pretty drastic. Like, you can just do like lingerie pics, or you can do like a full-blown movie, if you get what I mean. Now, Camilla's kind of lying about what was in this collab. She was kind of saying that she had like done stuff with Ari's boyfriend, who Ari is dating Young Gravy, the rapper. And Ari had to come out and basically be like, that's not true. Like, he just stayed behind the camera. He's not on the camera at all, which is so weird. Like, to just lie about that.
I am not a confrontational girl, but the most important thing to me is transparency and trust with you guys. So if somebody is portraying me in
obviously she was getting a lot of like pushback, like even Ari, because people thought like Ari was kind of in on the lying, even though she seems to be quite truthful. She was one that posted the video being like, oh, Camilla's lying because no one is actually doing anything crazy in this video. Like, Camilla doesn't even take her underwear off, if you get what I mean. Nothing crazy is happening, whereas Camilla is like portraying and lying that actually a lot of things happen in this video, which I don't know where I stand. I mean, I'm not a fan of content like that. I do not watch content like that for my own moral reasonings, but I know some people do. And honestly, like, if I did and I paid money for it and I found out that I was lied to of what's actually like in this video, like I bought it and it's under false pretenses, I guess, then I would be upset. I would be very, very, very upset. Now we're on to the main controversy. By the way, I do want to say first, please subscribe. I want to get to 2,000 subscribers by July, which is my birthday. Please subscribe, okay? Also, my voice does not usually sound like this. I am ill. Anyways, so Camilla, recently, before the new year, she announces that she's leaving OF.
Y'all know when I sit here, it means I have something to say. And before you even think it, no, I'm not beating with anyone and not clocking tea. So let's talk about it. I haven't even said this out loud, really, to people, and this is crazy. I'm quitting OnlyFans. Yeah. I'm quitting. This is it. I'm quitting. And I know you guys have a lot of questions, so I'm here to answer them. Let's take it step by step, okay?
Which is crazy because she made a lot of money on OF, and also she built like a very big community, big platform. And she's actually quite lucky because she's one of those girls who managed to like have an OF, but all her following isn't men. A lot of girls that I see that are like OF models, a lot of their following is just men. So basically you're kind of stuck in doing OF until you can't do OF anymore. Because the men that are following you are only there for one thing, and that's your OF and your spicy pics. So Camilla really looked out with that. She probably put in a lot of work into getting like a mixed target demographic, I'd say, so that was quite lucky for her. Now, a lot of people did actually criticize her leaving OF because they were like, oh, like, why would you do this, blah, blah, blah. I don't really see the problem with it because to me, like, OF is kind of a job that I know people aren't going to do forever, and I think the people themselves know that they're not going to do this job forever. Like, it kind of in my head, even though I know like this is completely different, but it's kind of similar. It's like when people go to the army. Some people will stay in the army forever and they will climb up the ranks and do whatever, but some people only go there to pay for like college/university. Some people only go there for a year or two, or like 4 years or 5 years. Everybody goes and stays in that career for a different amount of time until they kind of get what they want out of it. And to me, is like that, although not as impressive and not as much of a sacrifice. Like, I'm not comparing the two exactly, by the way. I'm just comparing why I understand people leaving the career field. Also, I just want to clarify my like biases, I guess you could say. I don't mind people doing S work. It's not really up to me. Like, I can't control people, I know that, and it's up to everybody. I just don't like how it's really pushed onto girls turning 18. I just think that that's a bit weird, and I don't like the glamorization of it. So that's me saying my piece. And anyways, let's carry on with the controversy. But that's just so you know where I stand. People are actually saying that Camila lied about leaving OF because she was still like doing sales. So people are like, what on earth is happening? Because if you say you're leaving, you are leaving, like, period. You're not going to be like doing sales or whatever. And also another thing that I found weird, there are some OF people that say like, I'm leaving, and then they delete their account. But Camila did not do that. Now, Camila stated that the reason she was leaving is she wanted to follow her passion. And I actually honestly think this would be admirable. The thing is, her passion was actually selling a scammy course, which really sucks because she could have done so much with the money that she already has, but it's upsetting because the greed took over and she just wanted to sell a allegedly scammy course. She dropped a video called like Becoming Her, and this video, it is like a motivational video.
Becoming her, becoming her, becoming her, becoming her, becoming her, becoming her, becoming her.
Over the last 3 years, I've gained over 30 million followers and made over $20 million. And yeah, mostly through OnlyFans. But today, I quit.
It's like, oh, this is where I started and this is where I am now, which I already have a problem with these videos because a lot of the time I think people over exaggerate where they started from to make it more relatable. Another thing I have a problem with is that literally everybody has like their own path, and with that everybody has their own look. And that I mean, like, some people can post on platforms for years and it just does not get picked up by the algorithm. Some people can post 2 videos and those 2 videos can be picked up like crazy and they go mega viral. It is not all down to you. Like, yeah, there are some like algorithm tips, but it's not all down to you. This Becoming Her video was her just being like, this is how I became rich. And I became rich off social media, which, okay, fair dues. One thing I do want to say as well is I don't like people joining social media to become rich. A lot of social media is so oversaturated, and the chance that you will even make like a penny is so small. The chance that you will consistently make a good income is so small. People joining social media just for money, I feel like you're going to get burnt out and you're not going to reach what you want to reach because you are not doing this for passion, you're not doing this for enjoyment. And I just think that's like sad when people say, oh, I just did this for money, I just did this for a side hustle. I actually literally just did a video about something like this, so go watch that one. Now, on the screen, I'm going to show you guys a video of me scrolling through the course website. This course website is so scammy. I mean, it looks scammy. It looks like every other scammy course website. Another thing that I do not like on this website, I mean, there's a lot of things I don't like, but one of the big things that I do not like on this website is she has like a section saying some of the success stories inside of Becoming Her. I'm sorry, but this course, as of the time I'm filming, it was released on 1st of January. It is now the 21st of January. There is no way somebody got actual results from your course. You're saying to me that they applied, they watched all the videos, and they started doing what you said in those videos? I don't think so. Like, I do not think that happened. Basically, when you get onto this like course website, it's called becomingher.co, you scroll through and she's got like a motivational video at the top. She's got join now underneath that. And basically, if you click join now, you have to fill out this like long as hell quiz. I couldn't fill it all out because I didn't have a US phone number. And when I've put in my phone number, for some reason, it didn't recognize it. But oh well, I heard that people just get spammed when they put in their like details. So thank God I didn't do that. But this website, basically, as soon as you submit the form, which one of the questions is how much are you willing to pay? Quite a weird question for a course. After you submit that form, you will then get somebody call you from Camila's team asking you questions about why do you want to become an influencer and how much money do you have to become an influencer and blah blah blah. After this call, they might send you to like a cheap course from what I've heard, or they will send you to like another call And in that call, that's when they basically try and do a closing deal, which if you think this sounds super manipulative and super scammy, it is. This closing deal, it costs between £2,000 and £8,000 for this course. She also has been claiming, and the people on these phone calls have been claiming that this is like a very exclusive like course. Because of that, when you're on the phone, when you're on the last phone call, you don't really have time to think about the decision you're actually making. And I know it's so stupid because it's like, oh, if somebody's gonna just drop £2,000 to £8,000 on a course, then maybe like they should have thought about it better or whatever. But keep in mind, these people are probably desperate as well. They want to like have their social media career take off. They are going to be like, you know what, okay, this is a good investment. And it's high pressure, it's exclusive, you know, this position might not be available soon, so they feel like they have to do it now. I haven't seen the content in the course, but I'm going to tell you right now, £2,000 to £8,000 for basic influencer training isn't worth it. I'm sorry, but it's not worth it whatsoever. I don't know who you are, but it's not worth it, and I don't think you should be doing that, because this is like information that you can find everywhere. It's not like you're back in like 2010 when, you know, being an influencer like wasn't even really a thing. You are in 2026. There's so many courses out there that are free. Like there's so many things and resources on YouTube from like people that have actually done it. And another thing that I really hate is that a lot of Camila's story is luck. She lucked out by knowing somebody who knew Mr. Beast, which is why she blew up. I don't think it's fair to try and sell this as like, oh, I know the formula, because you really don't know the formula. And there's a lot of TikToks like talking about this. I'm gonna insert like,
So I applied to Camila's becoming her social media mentorship thing. I got a call back. Don't mind Andrea crying in the background. Anyways, the first thing I thought was sketchy was that when I applied, there were 35,000 people that had already sent in their applications, and there were no time slots left where you can select when to get a call back from one of her team members. So I thought I wasn't getting a call back. The website was saying limited availability, limited spots available, apply quick, apply now, you know, it's gonna shut down soon. I got a call back half an hour later, and I don't want to make any assumptions, but I think that the reason why I got a call back so fast was because there's a question that says, how much money are you willing to put into your social media growth? There's a small number, a middle number, and a high number. I mean, the small number is not small, it's like a maximum of $1,000, like, hello. I put down the highest number. Spare me. But another question on the application was, Camila's very picky with who she works with. Why do you think you would be a good fit for better, whatever, I don't even. In my answer, I put down that I am working, I'm a college student, and I put down my major. When I got the call back, the girl on the phone asked me if I was working, if I was in school, and what I was majoring in. I don't think that she skipped through my entire autobiography, whatever you had to put down, because there were some things that she did know about me, that like I'm 19 and stuff, but I don't think she read through the whole thing. Another thing I thought was really weird was that I was asked personal questions about my finances, such as how much money I make an hour, how much money I make a week, how much money I have saved, like how much money I have to my name, basically. Why is that relevant? Like, I understand they want to make sure I have money to pay for whatever they want me to pay for, that I'm not going to pay for, but that, like, you couldn't be any more sketchy. And now I'm seeing some people say that they put down the middle number or the lower number and they didn't get a call back, and if they did get a call back, they were asked about their credit score.
So I was not going to post this because I didn't want the world to know that I got bamboozled, but I just saw Camila's latest video and a bunch of girls talking about how they were about to drop 6K and that 6K was the most that they see. No, wait for my story. So I'm just a girl trying to grow on social media, and literally I've been following Camila for a really long time, and I was like, oh my god, she's dropping a course, this is probably gonna be so good, like she's so much to teach, I would love to learn, thinking it's not gonna be some criminal amount of money. So I literally, on New Year's Day, I filled out that application and I literally got a booking for 8 a.m. Eastern time. And I thought it was a scam because who's taking calls on New Year's Day, but nay, they did. It was a really sweet girl actually, and she was so willing to hear my story, and maybe this is where I just like fall in love with people so easily. I'm like, oh no, she's so nice, like we could be best friends outside of this. And then she dropped the price. And I felt desperate because I was like, oh my god, I'm really trying to grow and like not just be in the male audience, like I want girlies on my page that I can relate to and be besties with, you know, that's what the vibe was. And she was selling a dream, and then she said, you are in the top tier and you have to get like the top level thing, and I'm like, okay, how much is that? Not expecting the amount she said. 15,000. And I want you to think about what you think that would get you. I was like, oh, Camila's about to be my best friend, like she's going to take care of me till the day I die. No, they said that you have a Skype call with a bunch of other girls once a month, and you have direct DM access to Camila, not like video calls, just DMs, which it could be AI, like, or somebody random, like you don't know. And then you get a personal social media coach for 3 months. So all of that is good for 3 months, and that's it. And then after that, you're just in the community and you have the course and everything, but that's it. You're literally paying 15,000 for 3 months of DMs with Camila that might not be real, and like a monthly call with her with a bunch of other people. It's not one-on-one. And I was like, my face, I can't even believe that. So then after I nearly had a heart attack on camera, the girl's like, oh, is that too much for you? And I'm looking at her like, what do you think? And then she said we have a lower tier, and I was like, okay, what's a lower tier? And she said 8,000. I didn't get quoted for 6,000. All these people are talking about 6,000, 6,000. Where's my quote for 6,000? And I even was like, you know what? I think I'd rather start like really, really low. What is just the course itself? And she said 2,000. I was like, 2,000 for a course? And she's like, yeah, but if you get the course, you don't have any access to the community or the calls with her and anything. And I'm like, that's a lot of money. And then they kind of flip it on you to be like, well, do you not care about your own future? Do you not care about your... Man, what? And the call really does make you feel like you have to make these choices on the spot, which is so scammy to me. It's so scam. But it also, like, they create that sense of urgency. And I'm like, Camilla, sweet pea. What the fuck? All this to say, I do love Camilla. I think she's great. I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot for a course. I had to quote B for 15,000. 15. Not even 6. 15 and then 8. And then saying there's nothing else. Like, those are your options. I'm like, what the hell? So if you were thinking about doing the course, I would say don't. Maybe I'm going to try organic, you know? I'm going to try that first and then see where it goes. Either way, I would never pay over 2,000 for a course. That's crazy. And if you're a girlie watching this, like, let's be friends, sis.
Now, we learned that Camilla's course is allegedly a scam, and it's quite upsetting to me actually, because I think with so much money and such a large influence, you could have actually pursued like a passion. I think that's quite upsetting, because instead of pursuing a passion, she chose to chase money. Money's important, and money can kind of, in a way, technically, depending who you ask, can buy happiness to some degree. It removes the fear of financial stability. This is definitely not a passion. Why is your passion scamming people? That's just weird. I think there could have been so much more done. There was so much more potential for better things to be done, and that's quite upsetting that it weren't. At least it's upsetting to me, because I know if I had that amount of money, I would be doing other things, not making scammy courses. Well, that's all from me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please subscribe, please like, please comment. It helps me a lot actually, and I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before July. That is my goal, and if I reach that, it's going to be crazy, because I got to 1,000 subscribers before July last year, and that made me really happy. So hopefully we can do that again. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for putting up with my sore ill voice, and I'll hopefully see you guys in another video. Bye bye.